Good evening and welcome to episode number 69 of Tetrakey TV. My name's Rob Yates. I'm one of the founders of Tetrakey, and this forms part of the series of 260 business thought, business progression, motivation, and just general performance acceleration Facebook Lives that we've committed to bringing you in 2017. I hope you're well. Have an amazing day. The end of your week is starting or even ending at a complete max, that you're achieving exactly what you wanted to do and what you planned to from Monday. In this evening's Tetrakey TV episode, what I would like to talk to you about is a conversation I had with a client earlier on today, and that was about helping people understand the impact that they personally are having on their business. Are you aware of it? And what are you doing with that awareness? And I'm a firm believer that self-awareness is one of the key factors that you need to have to be successful. So that's what we're going to talk about this evening. For us personally at Tetrakey, it's been a busy week. Mark and I have been all over the place. As I said last night, I've done 3 continents, 6 cities, 6 days. Mark's been in several different cities as well, so it's been a busy old week for us. Yeah, so let's think about this. So the question I've got to ask you is, when we think about this topic of the impact you have as a human being, is when you walk into a room of people, what happens usually? Does the room of people liven up? Do they quieten down? Are they even aware that you're present? Is the behaviour of those people what you want it to be when you enter the room? Because you see, there's some people who seem to drive business almost by magic. In fact, I met a guy today. He's a man mountain. He's 6'6", big guy, must weigh 250 pounds, maybe more than that. So we're looking at 120 kilos. Big guy. And when he enters the room, everybody notices because of his size. Some people respect him, some people fear him, some people want to be him, but the impact he has on the room always has a useful, positive, going forwards towards success impact. I met another guy today who's completely and utterly different. He's what I would call a lovable rogue, and whenever he enters the room, people are aware he's entered. There's a different energy to the room. There's a different thought in the room. There's a different level of engagement in the room. And he, again, drives success as a leader to a high level. He's willing to call a spade and take chances. There's other people out there who, when they walk into the room, through no fault of their own, just through a lack of self-awareness, they are what I would call fun sponges, and they seem to soak up all the energy from the room, and it never quite has the impact that they wish to have. And so what happens to you when you enter a room full of people? How generally is it? And are those people achieving the output or the outcomes that you would like them to? Now, if they are, the first thing I'd say you need to go and do is to go and work out what is it that you do, how do you do it, and how do you bottle it or model it so that it's easily replicatable always for you. However, if that's not what you're finding yourself with, if even on occasions you walk into a room and the output from those people isn't what you wish it to be, you can easily look around the room and you could blame the other people for not having pulled their fingers out. But you see, the analogy that a fish rots from the head down is 100% true when it comes to leadership, management, and driving performance. And so really, if the output of the room is not what you want it to be, the place you need to look is inside yourself. Now, I'm not here to say that you need to go and be the energetic clown or the 6'8" monster or the quiet person. What you need to have is a flexible range of behaviour where you can do all of those. You can be the metaphoric man mountain, you can be imposing, empowering, larger than life. You need the person who's very touchy-feely, kinesthetic based, and also people who can bring the energy down to a calm, thoughtful way. And so what is your usual impact? And what are you going to do differently when you wish to gain a different impact? Now, what I would do to achieve an impact and what you would do will be to achieve the same impact will be slightly different. Purely because we're different human beings, different pasts, different experiences, different ways of usually behaving. I'm quite an introvert, whereas you may be there as quite an extrovert. What it is that you do is completely up to you. So go and reflect on that. Are you getting the impact from the room that you wish to have? If you are, cool, model it. If you're not, what are you going to do differently in terms of your conscious level of behaviour when you enter a room full of people to get that? Are you normally quiet? Do you need to become bouncy and Tigger-like? Are you normally bouncy and Tigger-like and don't get the output? Do you therefore need to become quiet? Or what other characteristics and behaviours do you need to go and take on by choice and by design to have the impact that you need? So I'd just like you, as your challenge for today, to spend the next 2 or 3 days observing what happens when you walk into a room. How do people respond to you? How do they look at you? How do they feel about you? And how does the output or the measurement of their behaviour transmit? Does it go to what it is that you wish it to be? When you start to get that dialed, what I'd then like you to start do is I'd like you to start playing with the impact you have and playing with it by a way of going in with a conscious new mindset or a conscious new level of behaviour, different sort of behaviour, and noticing who cares how you feel about it, but is the room, the people in the room, are they now starting to get closer to the output that it is you wish to achieve? And that's what I'd just like to go and play with for a few days. And so that's it from me this evening. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. You perform as the very, very best version of you. If you'd like to give us any ideas for things you'd like to see covered within our Tetrakey TV sessions over the next month, please just leave us a comment this evening or drop us an email, info@tetrakey.com. And Mark and I will sift through those and design a Tetrakey TV session especially for you. But just spend the next few days working out what is it that I do, what impact does it have, and is that the impact that I want it to have? That's it for me this evening. I'm off to bed because I'm knackered again. Hopefully this weekend I'm going to get a chance to recharge the batteries. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend and get some good planning in for next week leading up to Easter weekend to make yourself even more amazing than you already are. Cool. Good night.